Crew Cowan on the crimson mat. We've got to make sure that we say that correctly. It's the crimson mat. It's not maroon. It's not purple. Coach
Crimson.
wants us to call it
Crimson, huh?
crimson.
Okay, good.
Crimson mat. Crimson and gold.
Jeez.
As the colors. I thought, wow, it's just a color.
Hey, you know what? That's oddly enough, that's the exact same colors from where we came from in Wyoming.
Crimson and gold?
Crimson and gold.
That's our colors.
Crimson and gold. I love it.
Crimson and gold.
Love it.
So how does it look on your end?
Good. Perfect. Well, I mean, the it's a little ways off, but just folks, those of you that are going to be viewing this here soon, we're trying something a little bit different. We're going to zoom out and hopefully give you a chance to see both matches at the same time, because if we focus on one match, somebody's missing out. But we'd love to hear from you on whether or not it's so far zoomed out that it doesn't help anyway.
Yeah, we're open to feedback.
Yeah, we're open to feedback.
I mean, be constructive.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So if you've got a phone number, I don't know that we should give out our cell phones online, because you never know where that's going to go.
If you want to make a comment, call Jason. His number, let me quickly get it, and you'll have it.
Isn't that the truth? So if you know somebody in the gym, a mom, a dad, a family member, if you've got their cell phone and you feel like, and if you feel like it's too zoomed out to focus on to include both mats, let us know and we'll then zoom back in and focus on one mat. But right now, Crew Cowan on the crimson mat
versus Jet Steel from Payson,
and Crew's behind 5-2 right now.
And I think on the black mat, I think we're still at Derek Bassett and Levi Tueller. So I need to see their face, but I believe that's who we have out there.
Tueller,
Jason.
huh? Okay.
Tueller. Do you know any Tuellers?
I know lots of Tuellers in Star Valley.
Oh, really?
Yeah, lots of Tuellers.
Tueller.
Good, strong German name. And in fact, Gordon Tueller spoke lots of German to me.
In cussing words?
No, but he always said a phrase. I don't even want to say it online because
you don't know if it's.
No, I know it's not a cuss. He wouldn't cuss. I, on the other hand, would. But he was my bishop as a youngster, and he was sure fun and still very fluent in German.
Are you still on?
Yeah, I think so.
Just
there you go.
Sure.
We heard a little snapping and crackling in our earphones.
We were not quite
thought,
sure what was going on.
What's going on?
So we do have Derek. So that appears to be Derek. You know, like yesterday, he up in Morgan, he had a good match. It was fun. I think we commented that it's fun to see young men learn the sport and then succeed.
Yeah,
and it doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go the whole year and not for some and not do just you learn but. It's been fun to watch him the last couple matches.
I can't. There's a podcast called Wrestling Changed My Life, and if you want to go listen to an uplifting podcast, go there. Yeah, Wrestling Changed My Life, and it just talks about all these crews in trouble right now. By the way, he is, as you can probably see. Again, let us know if this is too far zoomed out, and we'll try to focus on one mat or the other, but. Yeah, anyway, Wrestling Changed My Life. They interviewed all the top names in wrestling, and basically like how did wrestling change your life? And every wrestler has that story. Whether you're a national champ, world champ, or you've just won your first match of the season, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I love about wrestling is it gives back liberally. Yeah. All you got to do is put your heart into it, work your guts out, and wrestling gives back. I'm just so grateful for wrestling. Period.
It always does.
I realized I would if it was just me, I'm too soft of a dad. Wrestling taught my kids the hard stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. You will learn one way or the other.
Yeah. And it's glorious. It's amazing. Just the hard, good lessons that you learn. That by golly, it's when you have to face real trials in life, you're 90% there. You can handle it. You've been through it.
Quick update on the wrestling. We've got Crew Cowan. He did get pinned, so he's done. But we are now with Tegan Anderson versus Trayson Backus. on the crimson mat.
Okay. We've got Coach Wright, who is I've seen Coach Wright fill in to officiate in away events, and it's just again, I love wrestling. People are just there to help, give all these guys a chance to wrestle. And the nice thing is too is it's not just guys anymore. Girls get to wrestle, and they're getting more and more and more competitive, and it's just great. We said it before. I think all of you probably already know this, but girls wrestling is the fastest growing sport in North America. And if you want to get a sports scholarship, you got to wrestle if you're a girl. Girls wrestling is just, they got girls programs popping up in every high school and a lot of colleges and universities, and it's great. My son Austin graduated from Penn State, and then the plan is to go to school, to medical school this fall. So basically he's had a year off, a gap year. So his wife gets a job in Phoenix, Arizona, in the Phoenix Valley. He decides to coach or to teach high school and coach wrestling. And he says, Dad, I spent a lot of time coaching the girls, and I love it. He says, because they listen, they're coachable, they'll try new things. Yeah. And then when they come off the mat, they still want to talk about my baby. Maybe my son just had a baby girl. And that's they just go out and wrestle, and then they want to talk about the baby. He says it's the sweetest thing ever.
That is awesome.
Ferocious on the mat, sweet off the mat.
Come out and that's funny.
He literally does. He says, I enjoy it more. It's great.
So is he going to still teach, or is he going to continue medical school?
Yeah, that's the plan. So this coming fall.
I know she's a nurse practitioner.
Right. So
kind of in the medical area.
Yeah. So his plan is to. The interview process hasn't started yet, so. I guess he doesn't control that, but the plan is to coach or to be in medical school, and he. Excuse me, he's got a lot of great connections back at Penn State. So there's a real possibility he'll end up going right back to Pennsylvania and go to medical school at Penn State.
Wow.
I don't know if I told you that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Which I wouldn't mind. That's wrestling mecca.
It really is.
You and I need to go out there to a duel sometime. It'll change your life.
That would be fun.
It would change your life. Oh, my gosh. You know another thing that'll change your life? Coming to Juab High School and watching wrestling.
It is the best.
It is. And here's the thing: this is one of the best weeks of the year because it's wrestling last night, wrestling tonight here against Payson, wrestling tomorrow night against Mountain Crest, wrestling all day Saturday at the Mountain Crest tournament. This is. And
then having Sunday to rest.
Right. This is the way life was meant to be. This is better than Christmas week. It really is, And I'm already starting to get, you remember when you woke up as a kid, or after the day of Christmas was over as a kid, it's time to go to bed, and you just go to bed kind of dejected because you realize, I got to wait 364 days for this to happen again. And that's how I feel at the end of wrestling season.
Oh, look at that. On the crimson mat, we've got Tegan Anderson put Trayson Backus on his back.
And he's looking for a pin.
He's trying to.
Look at. Oh.
And there it is.
There it is. Did you see Backus's head sticking up above the fray there? That meant his neck was stretched out about double length.
And the score was 7-4 before the fall. But that was a great match. Over here we've got Briley Dudley on the black mat versus Keaton Hayes from Payson.
Riley and Keaton.
On the crimson mat, we'll let you know who's next there. I'm just trying to see who. Oh, right there. We've got Braxton Camel and Hogan Bates. Yeah. So, again, those that are joining us, let us know if you can see okay or if we should go back to what we normally do and kind of highlight one mat. But we wanted to give you a chance to see both, and hopefully we can give you enough information that if you can't see all the details, we can kind of fill in the gaps.
Just found an old peanut butter and jelly sandwich in my backpack.
Still good. That never goes bad.
Of course.
She put it in there today. Tammy did. Oh, look at this over here. Briley just pins his guy. Briley Dudley over Keaton Hayes. Just defaulted him or gave him a pin with, towards the end of the match.
It looks like they're keeping different scores on each scoreboard is scoring different team scores.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
We'll kind of give you an update on those as we go, but right now we have Porter Anderson, and he is wrestling who? Coulter Beck. So Coulter Beck from Payson. Porter on the black mat is where Porter is.
You're on deck on the black mat.
Braxton Campbell is on the crimson mat. Payson is 2-0. 30 seconds left in the first period. On the black mat, Porter is in a pinning combination. And on top of his guy, he's up 2-0. He's got a bar arm, and he's just trying to take that right over his ear. And they stopped it. Braxton over on the crimson mat just was put on his back. Payson scored 3 points, makes the score 4-0, so just 2 points beginning of the second period. So I wish you guys could see what we're doing up here. We've got wrestling on 2 screens, and then we've got another phone that is showing wrestling from SVU clear out there in Virginia. This is truly
we like wrestling.
Can't get enough of this. Jason's son Brig is the head coach. My son-in-law, of course, married to Ashlyn, and so we watch and have the opportunity to watch them all the time. So let's go Knights out in Virginia.
Yeah, let's go SVU Knights.
It's pretty cool of talking about SVU. Bonnie Corden,
yes,
just was named the president out there, and I think many of the people who are on listening know who Bonnie Corden is. She was the Young Women's General President for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and now she's the president.
Up until recently. I mean,
yeah, it just within the last conference, and she's now out to SVU and is the president. And they have a good time with her, they say.
Yeah, and I saw a really good, a cool picture of her and Ashlyn in the stands of an event.
Yeah, wasn't that fun?
Yeah, that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that was fun. So we're unsure. Is there a blood time?
Yeah, it looks like they're cleaning up some blood right now.
Blood time on the black mat. Braxton Campbell, 1-7 for Payson. They are up and I might have to stand up a little. This is the first time I am short over anything.
Yeah, that's me. You know how you compress with age, right? And I'm down to about 5'7". If I'm really honest with myself, I'm about to 5'7".
we start getting a little bit of decay going on, but. All right, so Braxton Campbell, the 11-1, minute 30 left in the last period number 3.
I kiss you too, but I'm not married to you.
You give him all the kisses you need. He'll take them. do that, man.
I'm getting embarrassed on purpose up here.
We're making Jason squirm a little.
These are first world problems, I'll tell you that, though.
Yeah, that's great. All right, so we're back moving on the black mat. Porter has his guy on his back, and he's I guess they must not have given him any back points on the side of the mat there before we stopped.
Yeah, individual score right now is 2-0.
Justice Reynolds, Dylan Cox, you're now up on the black mat.
All kinds of fun.
Cale Hoops, Cody Carter, you're now up on the crimson mat.
All right. Next on the crimson mat, we have Cale Hoops, or we say it Hoops, and Cody Carter on the crimson mat.
The nice thing about Utah, you can say hoops or hoops. It's,
either way.
Yeah. Tomato, tomato, really. Quite literally.
On the black mat, we have Justice Reynolds, and he is wrestling Dylan Cox.
I don't know about you, but if I'm Dylan, I don't want to wrestle Justice. I just don't. He's just a tornado. All right, Cale on the crimson mat. They've tangled up a little bit. In on a shot by Payson, and Cale feeds him some hips, backs out of it, goes back in, and Payson's got a 2-on-1 on Cale. Russian 2-on-1 is what they call that. Scooped up a leg. And Cale with a quick escape. There, Cale in on a shot, and head inside, and Cale's got to pop his head out one way or the other, and then climb up the hips, and Payson's got one of Cale's legs, and Cale's got a leg that's tangled up because Payson's got a hold of it. And Payson's back up on his feet and kind of tree-topping that leg and gets himself an escape. So scores 3-3 right now. Cale on a shot, head outside single. And he's got a double off. He wants a double off. And there, and he scrambles out of that thing and gets a takedown. Got a little bit crazy for a second there, but he knew where his body was and was okay with it. And then he's got a tight waist and
he just put him right on his head.
What? Yeah, I think they stopped. The other ref was right there, and they kind of stopped. And Cale realized, oh wait, we're supposed to keep wrestling. So he's
whoa.
Oh, that's tight. That's tight. It's tight. Short time, 5 seconds, and there's the pin with 3 seconds left.
All right, good match, Cale. Quickly on the black mat, just an update. Justice and his competitor Dylan Cox 0-0 still in the first period.
That's how I know Payson's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, Justice is tough. Justice is a freshman. He's not built like a freshman.
No,
usually you look at, if you've been around high school wrestling as long as you and I have, you look at a guy, you can just tell by their muscle tone. I mean, he might be the same weight, but you can look at him and they just look different. And Justice looks different. And that's a big compliment.
Yeah, he's tough. It's going to be fun to watch him in upcoming years.
Yeah, he's as tough as a freshman. Look out.
His brother had a great wrestling career with Juab. Graduated last year, was in the state finals against one of our own. So we had a Juab and Juab. I think, if I remember, he wrestled Ingram.
Chase Ingram,
Ingram for the state championship.
Wow, I remember seeing that on the bracket, but this is before I knew everybody,
Yep.
right?
So that was his brother, Gavin
Wow.
Reynolds. And so tough kid, and just a great family. I've got to know them a little bit recently, and it's fun to get to know the Reynolds.
Yeah, we've all got it going. Do you want pizza? You went there for breakfast?
No, not yet. He's coming up.
Well, I'm glad I should ours is going to go up. I'm going to go get a pizza though, I'll bring it up here. Water.
All right, on the black mat again, Justice 4-5, 4 for Justice, 5 for his competitor, Dylan Cox, heading into the third period. On the crimson mat, I believe it's Riker Hallett. I just need to see it. It may actually be. We're going to figure out who that is. And then we'll quickly announce that.
Yeah, you watch. So Justice, the Payson chose down. Justice said, because it's a third period, he said, I want to go neutral. So that, before wrestling even started in this period, it gave the Payson guy an escape. So it's 6-4 right now. Justice needs a takedown to tie it up. But I think Justice feels better on his feet with this guy. And I would too. Look, he just scoops up that knee. But the guy's so long and tall. Yeah. It's been right at the end of the second period. Justice had kind of a high crotch, was trying to elevate it. And Justice is short and stocky. That guy's toes were still touching the mat. Justice doing everything he can to get him up off. And Justice couldn't breathe there. He
got caught.
Rick Lonsberry, Sid Spencer, you're now up on the black.
Yeah.
So on the crimson mat, Gavin Whiteley is wrestling. We don't know who he's wrestling. He's not on our schedule, but Gavin Whiteley is wrestling here. Riggs Lansbury, Sid Spencer starting to wrestle on the black mat.
Old Riggs. Riggs is.
Don't tell her.
Right, that sugar cookie. Whatever you do, do not go get those sugar cookies down here because they are amazing.
I have to put myself away from those.
Listen, we appreciate you joining the live stream, but if you're in town, just those sugar cookies make it worth it.
Worth
get
the
down
price
here.
of entry.
Yes. Get down here.
We won't talk about the calories because you burn those off later. But
right.
They are good. All
right, Riggs with a takedown, and he's looking for some back points right now. He's got kind of a leg of Payson's tied up, and he's got a half, and he's kind of stacking him a little bit. He did get some back points out of it. Only 2, but 2's better than 0.
2 is better than 0, up 2-4-0.
We're kind of marching through the JV matches pretty darn quick. We're about halfway right now. But reason for that is tonight, 1 hour from now, is when the varsity, this is senior night, so they're going to recognize all the senior wrestlers tonight. This is a great night for some, and it's a sad night for others.
Yeah, Riggs is just taking it very slowly over that ear of his.
Which is what you want them to do. Is if they've got a crossface or something, or not a crossface, an arm bar, you want to just crunch that up over their ear hole, the shoulder, and you kind of do something similar when you've got a nice tight half, which is what Riggs has got right now. There's the pin. Mr. Riggs got him. First period with 2 seconds left.
So quick an update on the Crimson mat. Gavin Whiteley lost 8-5, but a hard-fought match there on the Crimson mat. On the black mat now, we've got Mason Eakins. Mason is wrestling Christian Thomas. And so Mason was able to wrestle in the varsity duel last night and did a good job and was able to do very well. All right. On the Crimson mat, Isaac Danzy and Malachi Zubek is now wrestling on the Crimson mat.
Tail Black, Ethan Yuri, you're on deck on the black mat.
So on the black mat, Mason has his guy on his back, if you can see that. Again, let us know what you think of the kind of the far out view, trying to watch both mats at the same time. Mason is up now. It will be 5-2 unless he pins his man. Isaac in his match on the Crimson is now still 0-0 with about a minute left in the first period. On the Crimson mat, we're coming to the end of the first period. Still 0-0 for Isaac Danzy.
All right, folks, just to catch you up, this is senior night, and as senior nights go. All of the senior wrestlers for Juab will be honored and recognized tonight. Parents usually escort them across the mat.
Yeah.
Give
That's
a bunch
fun.
of tough wrestlers some flowers or something like that.
They love it.
It is. It's nice, actually, and it's kind of a massive accomplishment to walk. Hit your last home match as a senior wrestler. It's a big deal, and I think it's a bigger deal for the mamas because the moms. If there's anybody out that can feel and sense
every move,
the anxiety and the pain and anguish that wrestlers experience, and I'm talking even all that stuff that happens off the mat with the weight loss and all that stuff. Moms just have this unique ability to kind of feel what their kids feel in a way. They wear it on their sleeve, and so it's a great accomplishment for the moms and dads too. But it's a little bit of a sad day for a lot of them too, because this has brought so much joy to them. A lot of joy to them. I had 6 boys, but 5 of them, and then a caboose. And when the 5th one got done with high school, I had a whole year before there was more high school wrestling.
a whole year off.
Yeah, and I moped around like I.
That was a long December,
it was
January.
Terrible. But here we are back in high school, and I've never been so happy to have a caboose. I have 4 more years of high school wrestling. I just love high school wrestling. I love it.
Yeah,
I love all wrestling. All wrestling is better than no wrestling, but there's something special about high school wrestling. And
all right, we now on the black mat have Oxley Yama versus Bryce Mortensen from Payson. So they've just started. Still score 0-0. Isaac Danzy on the crimson mat is winning, or he is up 4-2 on the crimson mat. We're keeping a close eye on Coach Wright, making sure that those calls are right.
Yeah, I tell you what, Coach Wright he's a treasure because it doesn't matter where we're at. If they need another ref, he's throwing on the wristbands.
Yeah. Well, he reffed for several years.
Oh, really?
He was at one time a certified and may be still a certified ref. And so
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, when the JV comes to town, he always gets one mat, and then they have another ref on the other mat. But
just a little side note for somebody that might not know this, but if you see the colored wristbands around Coach Wright's wrists, or all the officials, that's how you can see they'll hold that hand up and the appropriate number of fingers for however many points that wrestler. So normally the home team is green, but because Juab singlets have a lot of red on them, or I should say crimson, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Then so they switched colors, and Payson's got a lot of green, and so anyway, so if he holds up his hand with the red wristband, then that means Juab's getting points.
Jake Adams, Ricardo Boldavinos, you're now up on the black mat.
All right, so we just finished up Oxley Yama. Next, we have on the black mat, we have our good friend Jake Adams, and he will be wrestling Ricardo Valdivinos. I really goofed that last name up, but Valdivinos is how it looks to be pronounced.
Crew Cowan, you're on deck on the black mat. Crew Cowan, Miles Hawkins on deck on the black mat. Austin Pay, Sid Spencer.
Next on the crimson mat, Kel Blackett and Ethan Ure from Payson. So Kel and Ethan are going after it here.
Preliminary matches and now varsity stuff.
Scratch that. Drew and Miles, you're no longer wrestling. Take a break.
Our good friend Jake is on the black mat. He is one. His Payson competitor is 7. So old brother Jake.
Old Jake. I love watching Jake wrestle. Old Jake.
He's such
giving
a
him
kid.
some shake and bake. Yeah, he's a good dude.
You know, a freshman. It'll be fun to watch him the next 4 years.
Yeah. You watch him change. Watch him just physically mature, and he's taking some heat right now. But you know what? That's just part of the process. He's going to be tougher for it. He's going to be delivering the heat.
Yep.
You know, in the coming months and years.
But the more you take, the more you give.
Yeah.
And that's.
Yeah, he shouldn't feel bad about that. That's just it's part of wrestling right now. And man, just the more times you get beat, as long as you're trying, you actually learn more than from winning. You learn more from a loss.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean,
agreed.
If you're not trying, then that statement isn't true. But if you're trying, it just takes that.
So Mason Eakins back on the black mat. Moved down, so he's wrestling Kia Famo Atu. So Mason and Kia.
You're on deck on the crimson mat.
Austin Pay and Sid Spencer is getting ready to go on the crimson mat. Maybe just a quick update on the team scores. If you look at the crimson mat, we are almost equal between Payson and Juab, 15-19. Payson's up by 4 points over on the crimson mat, but on the black mat, Juab is 33 and Payson is 12. So we'll add those two team scores up, and Juab would be winning, but it's fun to look at those scores.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Add them together, and that's what you got.
Yeah.
Kind of, really, for the total JV team.
So 48-27 would be the score if we were to add them up.
All right, on the black mat, black border anyway. Juab's got, there's a pin coming right there. You could.
Yeah, he's tight.
That official has a special way of slapping the mat I haven't seen before.
I've noticed that.
There's a lot of funny videos online of officials. There's that one where he slides. He's laying down on the mat, trying to get there, looking at one side of the, looking for back points, and then across the screen you see this guy. He's just scooting on his shoulder and using his feet to push himself like an eel. He's slithering across the mat to get a look at the other. And I saw that years ago, and I see it pops up on my feed every once in a while, and it just makes me laugh every time. Somehow Twitter knows that I like wrestling. That's weird.
Yeah, their trickery with those bots they send out.
Yeah.
They know everything about us.
Okay, Oxley, Yama, and Talon Hardy, you're now up on the black mat.
Quick update on Austin. He's up 2-0 beginning of the second period. Yeah, okay. 2-0, beginning of the second now.
Normally when we're broadcasting here in the Juab High School gymnasium, we're usually kind of mat side and mat level. Yeah. And most of the time I think I like that a little bit better, but this time we would have been right in the way. They're going to have wrestlers get introduced through that corner, so we'd have been run over that way. And then this angle right here gives us a chance to view parents escorting the wrestler across the center of the mat towards the home crowd.
Well, we'll try to man the camera and try to do really some new things.
Yeah, something special.
Yeah, you stay tuned,
something
folks.
Special.
Stay tuned.
We should be lowering expectations, not increasing them, right?
Tell all your friends and neighbors.
All right, over on the crimson mat, Juab's getting back points, and he's a minute into the second period, so there's a pin. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I don't care who you are. It's tough to fight off your back for that long, and no matter what anybody says, that goes through their mind. They're like, okay, I've got a minute to do this.
Isaac Zanzi, Hyatt Bagley, you're now up on the crimson mat.
So it looks like on the crimson and black mat, we have Kel Blackett out there wrestling Ethan. Now, we're unsure of that for sure, but we'll.
But that is Cale definitely, though, right? Is it?
I don't know if it's. As far as the schedule, we're kind of up and down quite a bit, and we know we have Isaac Danzy over here on the crimson mat. This may be Oxley. Oxley Yama.
Okay.
So we may have Oxley here. We're unsure.
Eyesight's a terrible thing to lose the older you get.
Yeah. We're trying to see some faces, and I'm going to see if I can see any family members that are maybe jumping up a little.
A little animated.
Yeah. See if we can nail that down a little closer for
Process
you
of
folks.
deduction. Well, if that is Oxley's going to get a pin here in a sec.
Yeah. That's odd. I think that would dislocate.
Yeah, that would my elbow. I'd be pumping about 800 milligrams of ibuprofen after this. He's got a little kind of an exciting way of slapping the mat. All right, Crimson mat. Juab's in trouble. And there's a pin for Payson on the Crimson mat.
All right, so we were just told that that's the end of the JV matches.
That'll do it for the JV matches.
So just a final score on the Crimson mat, 21-25 for Payson. And on the black mat, 51-12. Quickly do the math. About 86-37 would have been the final score. So good wrestling by both squads.
Okay, everybody, just so you know, the plan next, senior night is supposed to begin at 6:30, and we are going to broadcast that. We'll do our best. We don't have I hope you can hear because the announcer kind of gives the bio and says some funny things about the wrestler. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it we'll try to, put our headset somewhere where you can maybe hear it better. I don't know.
Maybe duplicate it or try to.
Yeah, we'll do what we'll do. We'll
this is
on the fly.
Yeah,
on the fly. But so be ready for that to start at 6:30, and then varsity wrestling should start right at 7.
Yeah.
But just don't be too far away in case you want to start up a little bit early. But we're looking forward to it. This is night number 2 of a 4-day in a row of wrestling for Juab High School, and I kind of love that because there's not a lot of coaches that would do something. I mean, Coach Holman does not shy away from hard things at the end of the season. He just doesn't do it. And I think it's great.
Yeah, and we've talked about it all the time that come February, Juab wrestlers in February are different than Juab wrestlers in December.
Yeah.
And it's because of the grit and the schedule and the people we wrestle and the day in and day out of the gym with Coach Holman and his staff. And it's wonderful. Yeah,
it is spectacular. And we are if you're a Juab fan, we're all the beneficiaries of this. So good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, everybody.